guys, it's me, Halloween Dan, and in today's video I'm quickly running through the last few props that I haven't yet had chance to properly talk about on this channel. They're from all over the place. We've got some that are from Party City, we've got one that's from Spirit, we've got one that's from Costco, US, and we've also got something that's from the UK and all kinds of other stuff in between. And these aren't the last props I'm going to talk about. Well, no, of course not. Don't be silly.
Don't you feel silly?
These are just the ones that I haven't yet properly talked about on my channel or in any way, shape or form. So let's talk about them. So we start with Party City, and there's quite a lot to talk about. You might have seen late last week that Party City released a very quick video, about 13 minutes long, where they ran through all their new props for the 2024 season. I saw it, kind of flicked through it. Not gonna lie, was this much disappointed only because I thought we were gonna see some things we hadn't yet seen. Yet the entire video was made up of props that I'd seen, all of them. There were 99% of them I'd already seen, reacted to or reviewed.
Hey, I've seen this one.
So yeah, what can you do? That's what happens when you sort of leak your things in a really kind of slow dribble rather than in one big hit. But either way, it doesn't really matter because we got to see these things in a little bit more detail. If you haven't seen that video, I'll leave the link in the description. Go and check it out because I think it gives a nice perspective on these props. Sometimes you get to actually see them as they are, like up against the size of a person. So that's really good. I'll just add really quickly, Cthulhu was kind of on the fence about him, not really sure how good of a prop he was. I think he looked really good. I think he looked massive and just awesome. Just really awesome. Love the lantern. The lantern's huge as well. Love a prop with a lantern. I said that last time. But yeah, really, really cool prop. And there's a lot of really cool props. Just a little bit disappointing that we didn't see anything particularly we haven't already seen. So with Party City, I start off with something that isn't really a prop. It's more of a decoration. And that is the 12-foot Beetlejuice carousel decoration that is an inflatable. Now, everyone has different opinions on inflatables, and I was actually thinking of making a video about this at a later date where I talk about inflatables as almost like as a separate subject, because there's a little bit of negativity around inflatables sometimes, which I don't always get, but you know, each to their own, I suppose. Either way, this is a cool inflatable. If you like Beetlejuice, which I do,
It's showtime.
and if you're excited for the new Beetlejuice movie that's coming out this year, which I am,
The juice is loose.
then this prop looks really cool. I love it. It's massive. It lights up. It's in his carousel pose. So he's got like the hammers for hands. He's got the carousel hat that's moving around. It's cool. It's impressive. It would look amazing on anyone's front lawn if they had the space. And it's just, if you love Beetlejuice, you'll love this prop, I think. It's just that it's an inflatable. And not everyone likes inflatables. Then I want to talk about the only prop, well, one of the only props I've not really spoken about in this lineup of Party City's new animatronics. And that is Hacking Heidi, which is the little girl holding the axe above her head. I think nearly everyone has seen it now, but I haven't spoken about it. Now, she's a value prop. She's $150, which is actually pretty good. But, and here comes the but, when I initially saw it, here's what I thought. Looks cool. Someone will like it. It wouldn't be a prop for me because I sort of steered clear of the slightly more violent props. But it'll be cool to see a prop that brings an axe down, like in a choppy manner. She's sort of speaking a strange lullaby as well about Lizzie Borden, so it's all kind of creepy, axe-related stuff. She does look creepy. She kind of looks like Chucky, but a little girl version of Chucky. She's got a really weird grin. Eyes are kind of, yeah, weird. Just a weird-looking little creepy girl. But I think what everyone wanted to see from Hacking Heidi was that she brought the axe down. Like a hacking action, right? But actually, she does the opposite of that and she takes the axe back. She kind of brings it slowly forward a couple of times. And then when she gets to the sort of part of the rhyme that she's been speaking, the creepy little lullaby type rhyme that she's been speaking, she takes the axe backwards over her head again, which I don't get. What I think might have happened there is like a health and safety thing, like where someone said you can't have a prop bringing an axe down forwards. Yeah, I can kind of see that. But that's what people would want from this, surely, is an axe coming downwards, not going backwards. That's not scary. Like, she just brings the axe back. I mean, is that like I'm about to bring it down? I don't know. I was kind of disappointed by that. Even though it's not a prop I would necessarily have bought, for many reasons, it still is disappointing that the thing you would think is an obvious thing, a prop holding an axe, that the axe is going that way and not this way. Tell me if I'm wrong. But for $150, it's not bad. She might have even been better as a static, to be honest with you. I mean, for what she actually does, she might as well not be doing it, to be quite honest with you. But whatever, there's got to be someone out there that likes it, I'm sure, and it's pretty cheap. So, yeah, hacking Heidi.
Lizzie Borden took an axe, gave her mother 40 whacks. When I saw what she had done, I thought, that looks like fun!
Then I want to move on quickly to the Terrifier props. Now, I'm a big wimp, so I haven't really seen the Terrifier movies. I probably should watch them because I have actually seen all the most violent scenes in small snippets. I've just not put all those violent scenes together and watched the whole movie. I'm a wimp. I don't like violent movies. I don't like horror movie genre movies at all, usually. But all the good horror movies have a strong central dark character. And this is one of them. Art the Clown, amazing character. I have to say, even with me being the wimp that I am, I do like Art the Clown as a character. So it was obvious that this character at some point was going to be turned into props. And along with him is the Pale Girl. They're pretty good value, I would say, more or less, the ones that have come from Party City. And if they had no direct competition, I'd say that they were onto a winner. I mean, the Art the Clown prop in particular, the movement isn't advanced or really particularly incredible, but it's enough. The face mold is pretty good. You see that it's definitely Art the Clown. You can't mistake him for anyone else. He's covered in blood splatter. He's holding his horn. He's got a hacksaw in one hand. It's Art the Clown. You can't go wrong with it, right? But then, our friends over at Spirit Halloween revealed only last week that an Art the Clown was going to be dropping into their stores this year. And then, I think on Saturday was the first time we saw some footage of this particular Art the Clown. And I think Spirit might have won it. I mean, I'm going to put the two alongside each other right now just for comparison. But I think that Spirit have won this competition. Last year, I think it was the other way around with Leatherface. I think that Party City won with their Leatherface. The movement was incredible on that Leatherface. But I think that Spirit have won out this time. I think the face mold on the Art the Clown from Spirit is much, much better. I think it looks much more terrifying. And kind of, it's, I don't know, just more detailed, better looking. But for me, though the movement in this Art the Clown is still a relatively simplistic movement, it's all about that hand movement. Just that little hand movement as he's spinning backwards and forwards, that makes it. It brings the character to life, and it, in essence, is Art the Clown. It's this quite dark, quite obviously terrifying character that has a fun side, and that's what that does. Just that little wave brings that character to life, I would say. So I would say that, yeah, anyone who's a real Terrifier fanatic and wants to have a Terrifier themed haunt this year, I think it might be the Spirit version they're looking for, harder than the Party City. But I could be wrong. Then we switch entirely to a whole different genre in a way. and we go to Costco, US. Now, Costco US have been revealing all kinds of funny, sneaky little things. A lot of it Disney themed, which I'm not particularly interested in. Although there is a big 9-foot arch with Mickey Mouse heads in pumpkin format, which is kind of cool, but it's not something I would go for, right? But I appreciate it nevertheless. But something that was revealed only last week, they are bringing out their own version of Rattles, the skeleton from Party City. It, to me, looks identical, except that this one has the rib cage painted in black and has LED lights in the eyes. Now, the reason this is interesting to me is because this is coming to Costco and not to one of the other big stores. And if it goes to Costco US, I think it might be going to Costco Australia as well. There's at least a slim chance it could be coming to Costco UK. And I'm not saying I'd buy this. I mean, $329 is what it's on the website for. So I'm going to say if it came to the UK, it'd be like £279, right? It'd be that kind of area. That's a lot of money for a great big static prop. But it's pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. I quite like Rattles. If he came to the UK, and if there was nothing else that came to Costco this year that really took my fancy, I might treat myself to their 5-foot groundbreaker skeleton, otherwise known as Rattles. And then the last thing I wanted to briefly talk about is kind of a update on something that we do know is coming to the UK. A few weeks ago now, I talked about some props that were revealed that were coming to the UK through a firm called The Range. They often reveal a few things around this time of year. They haven't revealed their whole range, their whole lineup, but they have revealed one or two things. And one of them is a prop that's been referred to as the Haunted Standing Lady. Their props are always on the more simplistic end of the scale, and this is one such prop. But what was different about the Haunted Standing Lady, if you remember, was that she was a scare prop, that her head popped off and underneath her head was a second ghastly, horrible head. And recently, thanks to my friend Harry J Vlogs, thanks once again, Harry, I've seen a little piece of footage where we actually see this action in action. So the prop is simplistic. There's no getting away from that. The costume is okay. It's the first head, the haunted girl face, that is the questionable one to me. It's just got LEDs in the eyes and it's very plain, undetailed, very basic. But I have to say, when you watch the footage, that popping action, it pops off really quickly. And I really like the head mold on the ghastly witch or whatever it is, zombified head that's underneath the nice lady head. That I really like that. I actually really like the way it looks, and I like this popping action. And like I said in that last video, this thing is like £60, I think. It's either 60 or £70. I can't remember. It's somewhere between there. This isn't a really expensive prop. It's simplistic, but it's not very expensive. And that would actually do really well in, I think, almost anybody's haunts, just as a little simple scare prop sat there. It looks kind of creepy, even without that popping action, just a weird doll-like girl standing about. You could have her in your cemetery, just sort of standing about, you know, maybe dress her up a bit better, maybe add a bit more detail to that face, might be an idea. And then pop goes the weasel and out comes that weird head underneath. It sort of stays there for a little while as well before slowly lowering back down into the neck. And it's okay. It's pretty cool, actually. And I'm not gonna lie, this is one I've got my eye on. This is something I think might come home with me this year, if I can get my hands on it. But we will see. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. I'm sure there are gotta be other things released in the next few days. Spirit is probably dropping more props as we speak. It's usually the way. There's all sorts coming out. I'm really, really anxious. I cannot wait to see some real footage from Home Depot, as I've been saying now for weeks, if not months. And I also really am hoping at some point that here in the UK we get something revealed for us. Costco would be great, but we'll see. It's all yet to come. It's a busy season ahead, and I can't wait for it all to just get revealed, to be honest. I'm sat on the edge of my seat. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you in the next one. Keep it spooky. Bye.